mistakes பண்றீங்க. So I'm going to mention the common mistakes that you are doing in your classwork. Okay. So those who are going to join after this will be more absent. Okay. So I have 5 sample of your classworks. Okay. So I will mention the problems that you are facing, or what are the mistakes commonly you are doing in your classwork. Okay. So this one is classwork. So here இது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு for neatness, I'm sure that you will reduce minimum of 3 marks. Okay. So this is the very important question. So please look at this first diagram. So in this first diagram itself, neatness is very poor. Okay, and also there is no dimension here. Okay, so இங்க வந்து arrow mark இருக்கு, but there is no dimension. So after seeing this diagram, please look at the second top view. Okay, so while looking the second top view, I can't able to see the diagram clearly. So that is what the first mistake. And also with that, these vertical lines are not having a 90-degree angle with the reference line. So while looking at this angle, so it is not 90 degree, maybe it will be more than 90 or less than 90. So it is not a vertical line, proper vertical line. And the size of the second top view and the third top view should be equal. So that is what our main procedure. Okay. So we're looking at the second top view. The third top view is having a huge size. So what is the distance of this line should be equal to this line. Okay, and the length of this line should be equal to this line. So everything is totally wrong. So for this diagram, if I'm a examiner, I will give you only 10 marks. Okay, so அதனால வந்து கொஞ்சம் ப்ராப்பரா இருந்துங்க. Out of 20, I will provide only 10 marks. Okay, so the procedure is right. So what are the procedure that he has followed is totally right. But the presentation and the size followed in this diagram is a little bit wrong. So I will provide only 10 marks for this. Okay, so this is what the mistake for this person, and this one is the second one. So rectangle பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் நிறைய பேர் மேக்ஸிமம் எல்லாரும் கரெக்ட்டா பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. There is no problem. So இத சொல்றதுக்கான ரீசன் என்னன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, so before going to start this today's class, you should know how to draw the diagram properly, because when we compare with the projection of planes, pentagon, hexagon and circle is very important. When compared with square, rectangle, the shapes pentagon, hexagon and circle is very important. So I'm going to concentrate on this for this today's class. Okay, so here the first diagram is right and the second diagram is also right. So after this, the third diagram is also right and fourth diagram is also right. Okay, and fifth one, so it is having an equal size, so fifth one is also right, but there is no sixth diagram. So this is what the common mistake everyone is going to do in your class, because the person has marked all the 5 necessary points. So here the person has marked A2 dash, B2 dash, and C2 dash, D2 dash, and also E2 dash. But the last step. So while doing the last step, most of them will forget to connect these 5 points. That means you have to connect these 5 points, right? So if you are connecting these 5 points, you will get the required shape of the both inclined front view. எல்லாமே கரெக்டாக பண்ணிட்டு கடைசியாக ஒரு மறதி எவ்வளோதான். ஸோ ஃபார் திஸ் you will be getting only 15 to 16 mark. Okay, so because this one is the required front view and this one is the required top view. Okay, so you will be getting only 15 marks for this diagram. Okay, but compared with the previous one, all the other 5 diagrams are correct. Okay, and next one, so here so the diagram maximum எல்லாருமே கரெக்டா போட்டிருக்கீங்க. So some of you has forgotten to highlight the required front view and top view. Okay, so please highlight the front view and top views. So that is what important. So while looking at this diagram, please look at the second top view. So this one. So while looking at the second top view, the vertical lines are not having 90°. So it is less than 90. So by looking at this angle, it will be like 85°. So this one is not 90°. It is looking at a 85° line. Okay, so here also this line is not perpendicular to this reference line. So here also it is not perpendicular. Okay, but these lines are perpendicular. So the first diagram is right and the second one is right and the third one is also right. So here the fourth diagram is not perpendicular. So the size of the fourth diagram will be wrong. So when compared to this fourth, if the fourth diagram is wrong, I'm sure that the fifth diagram is also wrong. Because you are going to replicate the fourth diagram in the fifth place. Okay. So if the fourth diagram is wrong, then the fifth and sixth diagram will have a reduced size. Okay, so for this I will award only 13 marks. So you will lose your 7 marks for this. Okay, so I keep on telling you that the reference line is very, very important. So please draw the reference line exactly at 0°. That means it should be a horizontal line. So after that, the whole diagram should be parallel or perpendicular to the reference line. If you're creating a horizontal line, it should be parallel to the reference line. If you're creating a vertical line, it should have a 90° towards the reference line. Okay, for creating the 90°, you can use your protractor or else you can use your pro circle. Okay. And next one, so this one is totally wrong. So this diagram, so the first diagram is correct and the second one is right and third one is right and fourth one is also right. Okay, so while looking at this fifth diagram, so we are going to transfer the fourth diagram with an angle of 30°. So the fifth diagram should have equal size and equal shape of the fourth diagram. So the size and shape of the fourth diagram is equal to the fifth diagram. Okay, so நீங்களே நினைச்சு பாருங்க whether the fourth diagram and the fifth diagram is right or it is equal. So please look at this length, the length of B2 and C2, and please look at the length of B1 and C1. So it is not equal. Okay, and before that, please look at the length of the line 1 and 4. And here, look at the length of the line 1 and 4. So here 1 and 4 is having a shorter length, and here it is having a very longer length when compared with the previous diagram. So the fifth diagram is totally wrong. So if it is the fifth diagram is wrong, and the sixth diagram will also wrong. Okay. So in the fourth diagram, அப்படியே draw பண்ணணும் without a change in a dimension. Okay. So for this diagram, I will award only 12 marks. If it is a 20-mark question, I will award only 12 marks for this, because the required top view and the required front view is totally wrong. Okay. And the next one. So by looking at this diagram, it looks like a correct one, but please have a deep problem. So the first diagram is right, and the second one is right. So the second one is having a larger length, because here the lines, vertical lines, are not having 90 degree. So the 90 degree drop on both, it will come like this. So there is an extra projection here. So due to this, it will replicate in all diagrams, but it is okay. So the first diagram is okay, and second diagram is okay, and third one is also right, and fourth one is also okay. So when compared with the fourth, okay, feel agum, but please look at this dimensions. So 3 to B1. So 3 to B1. So here 3 to B1 is having a shorter length, but here 3 to B2 is having a larger length. So 3B1 and 4D1 is equal. And இங்க வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா 3B1 and 4D1 is not equal. When compared with 4D1, 3B1 is having a higher length. Okay, so there is a small mistake in this fifth diagram. So due to that, there will be a small mistake in that sixth diagram also. So I will provide only 16 marks for this diagram. Outlook is okay. So when compared with the outlook, it is okay, but there is a small mistakes. So due to that, you will lose your 4 marks. Okay. And the last one, the last sample. So here the diagrams are okay. So everything is right. So for this, I will award 19 marks, because there is a common mistake that is called you should mention the dimensions that is given in this problem. So here I am having 30 mm side value and 30 degree to VP and 45 degree to HP. These are all the 3 dimensions available in this problem. So you should mention all the dimensions. Okay, so 45 degree is available and 30 degree is also available, but this 30 mm side value is not mentioned in this problem. So you should mention the side values also like this. Okay, so the arrow mark should be a closed and filled one. So I can't able to create the closed and filled arrowhead with the help of my mouse. Okay, so அதனால தான் நான் open arrowhead create பண்றேன். ஆனா நீங்க you should use only closed and filled arrowhead. Okay, so you should mention all the dimensions available in the question. So I will award 19 marks for this diagram because of this. Okay, so there is no dimension mentioned for the side value. So due to that, you will lose 1 marks. But everything is right. The total diagram is right. So everything looks like a internal lamina. So the major mistakes you create பண்றதுப்பா. So என்ன ரீசன்காக இதெல்லாம் சொன்னேன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, வர்ற diagrams, வர்ற problemsல நீங்க இந்த mistakes எல்லாம் avoid பண்ணணும். Okay. So because of that, I have spent 15 minutes. So now I'm moving on to the next topic. So before that, if you're having any doubts regarding this, you can ask me. Else I will continue my regular problem. Okay, so this is what our previous problem. You should highlight all the red color values that are mentioned here. So red color lines. Okay, so you should use your HP pencil for marking these red lines. So in the red lines, okay, so you should highlight all the required front view and top views with your HP pencil. Yeah. So next one is the hexagon. I already told you how to draw the hexagon. Okay. So I'm going to start my problem. A regular hexagonal lamina of 20 mm side rests on one of its corner on the HP, and the diagonal passing through this corner is inclined at 45 degree to the HP, and the lamina is then rotated through 90 degree. Okay, such that the top view of this diagonal is perpendicular to the VP and the surface is still inclined at 45 degree to HP. Let's now draw the projections of the lamina. So these are the problems. So while looking at this problem, actually you are having two angles. Okay, so one is inclined at HP, and the next angle that is not inclined at VP, so it is having a 90 degree angle. Okay, so they didn't mention whether it is 90 degree inclined to VP. So they have simply mentioned that the lamina is then rotated through 90 degree. Okay. So here, while looking at this problem, you should look whether it is corner on HP or side on HP, or corner on VP or side on VP. Okay, if the corner is on HP, you have to draw the top view as a hexagonal. If the corner is on VP, you should draw the hexagon exactly on the front view position. So here you should draw the hexagon exactly on top view position. So the side of this hexagon is 20 mm. Rest on one of its corner on HP. Okay, one of its corner on HP. So if the diagram corner on HP, whether I have to draw a hexagon like this, or else I have to draw the hexagon like this. Whether the first diagram is right or second diagram for this problem. Roll number 17. Roll number 17, 17. Okay, roll number 17 is absent. Next, roll number 13, 1, 3.
Sir, first one, sir.
First one. Okay, so the left point should be a corner, because our problem is a corner on HP. And here we are having a side on left side. So this one is not right for this problem. So this diagram is right. And also for this condition on the HP, the diagram should, the hexagonal plane should be comes below the reference line. Okay, so the front view should be a horizontal line. Okay, அதுக்கு பதிலா கார்னர் ஆன் தி விபின்னு சொல்லிட்டாங்கன்னா இந்த பிளேனுக்கு கீழே தான் ரெஃபரன்ஸ் லைன் வரணும், நம்மளோட டாப் வியூ ஹரிசாண்டல் லைனாக வரும். Okay, and next we are having a 45 degree inclined angle towards HP, And this one, the lamina is then rotated through 90 degrees such that the top view of this diagonal is perpendicular to the VP. So I will explain this point during the fifth and sixth diagram. Okay, so up to this, it is enough for creating the first two front views and first two top views. Okay, so we have to create. So this is what our diagram looks like inside view. So if you're looking the diagram inside view, it will look like this, because this one is the diagonal. So this one is the diagonal. This vertical line is the diagonal for this hexagonal. So this diagonal should have a 90-degree angle. That is what mentioned in our required condition. Okay. So for this, you have to create a horizontal line. So it should have a 0-degree angle. So please remember this. If you are creating your horizontal line with an angle of 1 or 2 degree, the total diagram will be on wrong base. So base மட்டும் தப்பா இருந்துச்சுன்னா உங்களுக்கு total diagrams எல்லாமே தப்பா போயிடும். Okay, so please create this horizontal line exactly as 0 degree, and you can create your required hexagon exactly on the top view position, because our condition is one of its corner on the HP. So the left side of this diagram should be a corner. Okay, and if it is on the HP, we have to create the hexagon exactly on the top view position. Okay. If it is on the VP, you have to create this total diagram exactly in the front view position. Okay, so next you can create, you can mention the names for this hexagonal plane. So there is no name mentioned in this problem, so you can choose your own name. So I have chosen it as A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, so now I'm going to project these 6 points towards the reference line. Okay, and also please remember that you should mention the side value. So it is 20 mm. Okay, so now I have projected all the 6 points towards the reference line. Okay, so here I will get 4 points. So this one, and this one, and this one, and finally this one. So what are the names that we can mention here for this front view? So roll number 26.
Yes, sir. A dash.
A dash. Okay.
B dash of F dash.
B dash of F dash. Okay.
C dash of E dash.
C dash of E dash. Okay.
D dash.
D dash. Okay. No. So it is our right answer. So we can create a horizontal line. So this is our front view. So you can mention the notations: A dash, B dash of F dash, and C dash of E dash, finally D dash. Okay, so now we can use the second condition. The second condition is the diagonal passing through this corner is inclined at 45 degree to HP. So the diagonals passing through the corners. Okay, so for our hexagon, actually we are having 3 diagonals. Okay, so I will draw the diagonals here. So this one is the diagonal. So you don't have to mention these diagonals for this diagram. Okay, so this one is the diagonal, and this one is also another diagonal, and this one is also another diagonal. Actually, for a hexagon, we are having 3 diagonals. So please remember this. You don't have to mention these diagonals in the first topic. Okay, so the condition is we have to create in 45 degree incline to HP. So the diagonal should be 45 degree inclined to HP. So AD is a diagonal. So this horizontal line is also a diagonal. Actually, the line passing through this A and D is a diagonal. So this horizontal line is a diagonal. So we can create this horizontal line that is inclined at 45 degree to the HP. So you can create a 45 degree inclined line. Okay, so this point can be considered as A1 dash, and the endpoint D1 dash. For creating these endpoints, you can take your compass So you can measure these distance. Okay, you can measure these distance. That means what is the distance between A dash to this B dash of F dash. So you can measure this distance and you can create an arc like this. After that, you can measure the distance between A dash towards C dash of E dash. You can create another arc like this. And after that, you can measure the distance between A dash to D dash. Okay, so you can create arc like this. So now you will get all the 4 points. So you can mention the notations for this. So here you can mark it as A1 dash, B1 dash of F1 dash, and C1 dash of E1 dash, and finally D1 dash. Okay, so இது எல்லாத்துக்கும் ஒன் ஒன்று நேம் கொடுத்துருங்க. இது காமனாக வேறு மெத்தடில் ஃபாலோ ஆயிருக்கு இந்த பிபிடி ஃபுல்லாகவே. ஸோ அதனால தான் நான் சொல்கிறேன். ஸோ யூ கேன் மென்ஷன் இட் ஆஸ் A1 dash, B1 dash of F1 dash, C1 dash of E1 dash, finally D1 dash. Okay, so after this, after creating the second front view, you can project these front views towards the top view position. Actually, here you are having 4 points, so you can project these 4 points towards the top view position. So it should be a vertical line. So please remember that this vertical line should have 90-degree angle towards the reference line. Okay, so all these angles should have a 90-degree. So the 90-degree illa appadina compulsory unoda final diagram thappa dhaan mudiyum. And also with that, you can project the points that are available in this first top view towards the second top view position. That means you can project these 3 points towards like this. Okay, so you can project like this. So this horizontal line, the first horizontal line is a projection from the point F and the projection from the point E. And this second horizontal line is the projection from the point A and the projection from the point D. And this third horizontal line is the projection from the point B and the projection from the point C. Now we will get the required points for our second top view. Okay, because if you are projecting from the point B and C, here also you are projecting a vertical line from the point B1 dash and C1 dash. Okay, so B1 dash and the point B will meet at this point. So you can mark this point as B1, and C1 dash and point C will mark at this point. So you can mark this point as C1. Okay, like this. So this one is B1. This point is B1, and this point is C1. So after that, you can project the another horizontal line from the point A and D. Okay, so point A is having a horizontal line and the point A dash is having a vertical line. So these 2 points will meet at a point. This point can be marked as A1. Similar to that, the point D and D1 dash will meet at this point. So you can mark this point as D1. So like this. Okay, so next you can project the point F and E towards the second top view position. Okay, so point F and F1 dash will meet at this point. So you can mark this point as F1, and the point E and E1 dash meet at this point. You can mark this point as E1. Okay, so what is our next procedure? We have to highlight the second top view with your HP pencil. You can connect all these 6 points. That means you can connect, initially you can connect A1, B1. So please follow the order. So you can connect A1 and B1 with the inclined line. So after that you can connect B1 and C1. And then you can connect C1 and D1. Then D1 and E1 and E1 and F1. Finally, you have to connect F1 and E1. So this is our second top view. So when compared to the first top view, the second top view will have a smaller dimension because it is inclined to HP. So if it is inclined to HP, the top view will have a reduced dimension. It is okay. It is clear. Then I proceed to this next diagram, the fifth diagram. Okay. So what is the procedure for drawing the fifth diagram? So you can make an inclined angle. So you should make an inclined angle towards VP. And the size and shape of this fourth diagram and the fifth diagram should be equal. Fourth diagram என்ன shape என்ன sizeல இருக்கோ அதே shape அதே size compulsory fifth diagram இருக்கும். So if it is inclined problem, okay, so if problem or corner on this HP, normally you will create a first diagram in this place and the second diagram in this place and third diagram at here and fourth diagram at here and fifth one is here and the sixth one will be here. Okay, so if it is corner on VP, normally you will be creating the first diagram exactly at here and you will be creating the second diagram at here and third diagram at here and fourth diagram at here and finally fifth, and this one will be the sixth. So you have to reverse the procedure. Okay, so now you have to look at the second condition. That means this condition, the lamina is then rotated through 90 degree such that the top view of this diagonal is perpendicular to the VP. Okay, so that means this is our diagonal. So for this diagram, we are having only one diagonals because we are using this diagonal. The diagonal is A1 and D1. The condition is the diagonal should be perpendicular to the VP. That means here we are having a horizontal line. So for our fifth diagram, you should convert this horizontal line into the vertical line. அப்படினே எப்படி வரணும் இந்த மாதிரி வரும். So this one should be A1 and sorry, this one should be A2 and this one should be D2. So like this. Okay, so you have to create a perpendicular diagonal. So for this you can create a square like this. So you can create an approximate square with the name of 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so I already told you this horizontal line should be perpendicular to the VP. Now it is horizontal, that means it is parallel to VP. Okay, if it is horizontal, it is parallel to VP. So now you have to convert this horizontal line into the vertical line. Then only you can able to create a perpendicular diagonal. So for that, this 1 and 2 vertical line should be marked as a horizontal line like this. So next you can create this 2 to 3 line. Here it is horizontal, so you can convert this as vertical. And next 3 to 4 line is a vertical line at here, so you can convert this 3 to 4 line as a horizontal line, and you can create this 4 to 1 line. So here it is horizontal, so you can convert it as vertical. Okay, so now you can mark all the required 6 points exactly on this square. So the point A1 and D1 is placing exactly at the middle point of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you can create these, the middle point, the midpoint. Here you can mark this midpoint as A2. Here you can mark this midpoint as D2. If you are creating a vertical line, now you can say that this diagonal is perpendicular to VP. So this one is VP, right? So if you are projecting this, this one is a perpendicular line. So that is what our condition. You have to convert this horizontal line into the vertical line. Next, you can mark these rest 4 points. That means you can mark B1 and C1 and also E1 and F1. So B1 is nearer to 2. So you can measure this distance You can replicate the same distance exactly at here, and you can measure the distance between 3 and C2. You can mark the distance exactly at here, and you can measure the distance between 4 and E1. So you can mark the distance at here, and also you can measure the distance from the 1 and F1. Okay, you can mark this distance at here. So now you got all the required 6 points, and you can do the dimension. So we have already marked it as A2, and you can mark this as B2, and you can mark this as C2, and here it is D2, and mark here as E2, and here as F2. Okay, so after doing this, you can connect all these 6 points. Okay, that means you can connect A2, B2, and B2, C2, and C2, D2, and D2, E2, E2, F2, F2, A2. So if you're connecting this, you will get the hexagon. Okay, is it clear? புரிஞ்சுதாப்பா? Any doubts? Okay. So what's the next procedure? We have to project all the 6 points towards the front view position, and also we can project all these points towards the front view position. So you can create a vertical projection, and also you should create the horizontal projection like this. So each point is having a horizontal line and also a vertical line. Okay. So initially you can mark the point A. So here we are having a horizontal projection from the point A, and also here we are having a vertical projection from the point A. So these 2 points will meet at a point. You can mark this point as A2 dash. Okay. Next, you will be getting the horizontal line from the point B, and also you'll be getting the vertical line from the point B1, sorry, B2. So here you can mark it as B2 dash. Similar to that, you can project the point C towards this. You can mark this point as C2, sorry, C2 dash. And also you'll be getting a horizontal line from the point D1 dash. You can project up to this. You can mark this point as D2 dash. Similar to that, you can mark E2 dash, and also finally F2 dash. So you can connect these points. That means the A2 dash, B2 dash, and B2 dash, C2 dash, and C2 dash, D2 dash, and D2 dash, E2 dash, then E2 dash, F2 dash, and finally you can connect F2 dash and A2 dash. So you will get the required front view like this. Is it clear? Any doubts? Okay, now I have to say one thing because in your previous class work, nearly 20 students failed to submit the assignment within the time. So I have to mark these students as absent. Okay. So ஒரு டைம் கொடுத்தா கரெக்டான டைம்ல ப்ராப்பராக ஃபாலோ பண்ணி சப்மிட் பண்ணிடுங்க. ஸோ 20 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது ரொம்ப ஒரு ஹியூஜ் கவுண்ட். I think I'm providing enough time for doing each and every class work. So for this today's class, you will be having another class work. So for that class work, you have to solve this a single problem. இந்த ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் மட்டும் சால்வ் பண்ணா போதும், because in our today's class I have solved only this problem. Okay, you have to submit this problem within Wednesday. So Wednesday we are having hour exactly on 2:50. So you can submit up to 2 o'clock. We were having 2 days time for this single problem. Okay, so please submit within the time, otherwise I will take it as a serious manner. Any other doubts, Rika?